Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. I hope you're well. Latest update: a notorious individual was shot to death in his own apartment in Sweden. This news is circulating extensively among netizens, as the individual who passed away had garnered significant attention and was prominently featured in the news nearly 2 years ago. No, not for any remarkable talent or anything to take pride in. He received significant attention and protection after he chose to desecrate the Holy Quran in front of the largest mosque in Eid al-Adha in Sweden in 2023. Do you recall him now? That individual was none other than Salwan Momika, and he hailed from Iraq as a refugee in Sweden, a place known as heaven for Islam haters. Salwan Momika, the infamous Islamophobe, was shot to death in Sadr Taj just 1 day prior to the verdict in a case concerning the desecration of the Quran that he had done on the pretext of freedom of speech. On Thursday, the Stockholm District Court announced that the verdict had been delayed following the death of one of the defendants. Local authorities reported that they had received notifications regarding a shooting that occurred on Wednesday night. Upon arriving at the apartment building of Momika, authorities discovered a man suffering from gunshot wounds, leading to the initiation of a preliminary murder investigation following his death. The victim was later identified as Momika by unnamed sources. What a horrible manner to be remembered after death. Salwan gained extraordinary fame and recognition by carrying out the hateful duty of aiming to disrespect the Holy Quran. Prior to this episode, no one recognized him. He was recognized everywhere he went as a hateful man, and he left the world in a displeasing way, known as the man who was a harm for others. Death is a harsh reality that every soul must face, but the life we lived in this temporary life will have an impact on both our hereafter and our worldly lives, as a good man will be remembered and praised, whereas a hateful person will always be despised and remembered for the hatred and harm he spread while alive. When someone like Salwan passes away, everyone around him is relieved to have rid of the world of such nasty individuals. But when a devout guy who was a living example of a believer passes away, his departure will be regretted and grieved. A day after Salwan's death, he was supposed to be on the court for facing trial of his actions, but that did not take place because Allah the Almighty had planned his death beforehand so that he can face the real trial that awaits him. This time, the judge would be none other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself. Salwan was staying in an apartment in Sweden, having previously requested asylum in Norway and escaped Iraq. He was simply moving from one location to another in search of sanctuary and protection. Yet now that he has arrived, who will defend him? There is no need for him to have a visa, passport, or register for asylum in this location, and no one is there to protect or save him. There is only him and his actions. Allah alone knows what he is facing. In this dunya, he was very confident and joyful as he attempted to denigrate our holy books. He was never held accountable for his deeds in this world, but rather gained renown and acclaim for being an adversary of Islam. Now, only 2 years after his stunt, he has been summoned by the greatest judge, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Or do those who commit evil deeds simply think that we will make them equal in their life and after their death to those who believe and do good? How wrong is their judgment? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us with a good ending. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us among those who are always conscious of death. Ameen.